Ziggy, can you hear me okay? Welcome.
Got you loud and clear.
All right, man. How are you doing? Great to hear from you again.
Oh yeah, no, doing great, doing fantastic. Just enjoying this cool down we're having for this fall weather.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's kind of nice to have a change, you know. I love I'm from Florida originally, you know, so um it doesn't get cold down there very often, but I'm actually up north a little bit now in North Carolina, so we get some cooler days, you know, as well. So but no, look, we're excited to have you. We got a lot of people filling in the room, so that's really good,
Oh yeah,
really
glad
good.
to be here.
Yeah, no. So look, how's everything been going with Ziggy and everybody? Give us a little update lately on Ziggy before
Sure,
we get
sure.
started.
Ziggy's going great. Everything's just you know, uh, crypto market in general, of course, is down a little bit, but we're just kind of riding the tide with the Ethereum right now, which is right where we want to be. So when Ethereum rises, we'll be rising. The you know, I've said this in a couple of different spaces over the past couple of months. We got sold down really hard at the get go with a rogue investor and, got him washed out. And while he was being washed out, we got the other paper hands washed out. So, uh, our chart's very transparent. You can look at it and see that we have very little sell volume. Very little volume right now, period, unfortunately. But that'll pick back up here shortly. But we're just doing the same things we've always been doing, staying present, trying to build and create, and just having a good time doing it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, it was really nice to meet you guys out at On Chain Summit. You know, that was really good to meet you guys out there and get to know you guys as far as what you're doing with Ziggy and you know, I actually thought about you guys a couple weeks ago. I think I said this on a space the other day, that you know I was in Key West, and I think you guys were in Key West shortly after we were, and a big iguana came walking up, and I need to make a post on it, and I thought of the old Ziggy when I saw that iguana coming up to our table while we were eating, so that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, no, those iguanas are everywhere. Of course, Ziggy's a
Now he
blue.
wasn't he wasn't as pretty as he wasn't as nice as the blue iguana, of course,
No,
right?
no,
You know,
no,
he
no, no.
the blue iguana's not hanging out in Key West, right?
No, blue iguanas are
But
just in Grand Cayman, but
that's
the
that's
iguanas are cool creatures. They're modern day dinosaurs, so it's kind of they're just so cool.
yeah, no, absolutely. Well, look, we got a good group in here, good crew, filling up the space. Let's keep sharing the post, and let's get more people as we go. I want everybody to kind of get to know you, Ziggy, and kind of know, you know, who's behind Ziggy day to day. You know, and I know the answers to some of these things, of course. You know, we've gotten to talk, but
Sure.
and kind of what the background, you know, about the blue iguana and why on base and the meme, right, and the overall mission of of what you're trying to do with Ziggy on base.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, we'll just start off by kind of giving you an overview of the team a little bit. Um, there's um, there's 6 people on our team, and 3 of us act as Ziggy. We interact as Ziggy on X, Telegram. There's 2 of us more so than the third one, but uh, our third one, Joe, our Docs dev, he is more of the brains behind the tech and all that. So he kind of stays. That's kind of his role. Me, of course, I'm Global Crypto Explorer, and then most of the time I'm acting as Ziggy on X. We have another core team member. We call us the Core Three. Um, Tsunami Chaser. He's down in the Texas area, and he is also on X. Does a lot of the X. He and I share the the majority of the X duties and Telegram duties and marketing as far as that goes. But we have a good makeup of team members. We've got all of us are professional based people, run businesses, do different things. I thought I was going to be late, getting here just now because I had something hangover from lunch that wasn't expecting, but got here just in the nick of time. Uh, and you have to excuse my voice. I am fighting a cold. This weather change does have that effect, unfortunately. But yeah, the team, we're committed. Like you said, you met us at On Chain. We enjoyed meeting you and Bongo out there as well, and several of the other base projects. It makes a big difference when you meet people in person. They're doxed. They may not be. Everybody may not be fully doxed to you out on the X platform or whatever, but meeting that person, meeting the team, makes a huge difference in your trust and conviction of the project. I've been holding banks for many months and continue to hold it, and I've got strong faith and conviction what your platform is going to do. We're excited about being part of the On-Chain TV and getting some of our content uploaded there. So you'll have to excuse me while I meander from thought to thought, but just
No, no, you're good.
have a good friendly conversation here. But yeah,
Yeah.
the team, we have a very strong team, very well financially backed. We're not going anywhere. We're also not spending money needlessly either. So, while the market's down, we're not throwing thousands of dollars out the window for no reason. We're still staying relevant out there. We just, tonight we'll announce the winners of our Ziggy Halloween costume contest. That was a big hit. We had literally dozens and dozens of entries, and we're giving away $300 tonight to $100 to three different winners. That'll be announced about 7 o'clock tonight, and we want to keep our community engaged and stay in front of people. One of the other things that we just did last week, we participated in Enter the Rift with Rift. If you know Jordan at Rift, I probably met him at On-Chain as well.
Yeah.
And we did a Halloween NFT, and that's also been a big success. That was also our first NFT, which was exciting. So it's kind of something different. Get our first NFT and a Halloween version all at one time. So, and we're excited about his platform and the ease of use and the friendliness that is for the builders and also the public as far as buying the NFT, wrapping it in your token, and it's a different concept than traditional NFTs. So that's exciting as well. And but anyway, yeah, we're just continuing on building, going forward. We always had in our mind that we were going to create music as well as part of our platform, just to kind of go along with the beach theme. You're at the beach, there's music. So we've dropped two songs so far that we had a artist do for us. We've had one. The first one was a reggae song, and then the second one was a rap song that we dropped last week, and those have been well received. And we're working on the tech aspect of making a placeholder for those on our website so that people can readily go and grab those, make a playlist, whatever they want to do with it down the road. So we're going to continue doing that as well.
No, that's super cool. I did not know that. I want to check them out. But you gonna sing it for us today, or
Oh no,
we
oh
just
no,
gotta wait?
oh no, 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 no. You can go to our X page and find that really easy.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if you're gonna give us some of your show, some of your talent, right?
Oh no,
Show some
no,
of your
no, 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 no. Our
no. That's
our talent is in
awesome.
marketing, not in the actual production.
I got you. No, that's exciting. Look, we appreciate your support too. Um, supporting the Rob Banks project and what we're doing with On Chain TV, and definitely want to get you guys going. We've been grinding hard. The our market cap might not show it, right? Just like a lot of us, but
Oh
at the
yeah,
end of the day, it's about the work, right? As a community, we can tell by the people who are in here. Today we're growing, you're growing, and we're just the real projects. The rugs are going to rug, but the real projects are going to be around while everything else is falling off and falling apart. So we're just excited, to be a part of base and just have friends like you in the space. So we appreciate you as well. But look, tell me again and tell everyone listening, right? Why a blue iguana?
Sure,
and why did you guys ultimately choose bass as well? Out of all the animals you could have chosen, why the rare blue iguana? And tell me a little bit about that.
sure. Yeah. Well, the blue iguana was chosen by Tsunami Chaser. He's a he's a surfer guy. He's always had love for the water, and he just started looking around for something that kind of went along with the beach theme that was different. And you can't get much different than a blue iguana. Number one, because they're so rare. They're only found in that one island, Grand Cayman, in the whole world. And and as another kind of like, I guess, bonus feature, as far as marketability goes, they are an endangered species. So we're able to partner with other companies and things like that to help with that conservation effort. The blue iguana, was down to like 25 in the whole world just 20 years ago, and now through the efforts of the Cayman National Trust in Grand Cayman, they've got them up to just a little over 1,200 on the island of Grand Cayman, and it is illegal to buy one. It's illegal to do anything with them. Matter of fact, they showed us a picture when Prince Charles at the time, not King Charles, was over there visiting. Uh, we were all excited that, well, I bet we get to hold one or touch one or something. We're paying thousands of dollars here to adopt these iguanas. And lo and behold, we weren't even able to pet it, touch it, whatever. And they got a picture of Prince Charles, King Charles now, sitting next to one, and somehow he got to pet it. So I don't know. I guess it's got to be royalty, but that was pretty cool. But the National Trust is a really cool entity that is there it's actually all throughout the Cayman Islands, but they do different things. The Blue Iguana Conservation is right there on Grand Cayman, but they also do the National Trust works to conservation efforts for Little Cayman Island and Cayman Brock. And Joe and I both, we got to, on our trip in April, we were able to go to all three islands. They provided, private guides for us. We, had to get up early, fly to each island, back that afternoon, back again to the next island. And, but they really rolled out the red carpet for us and gave us a good tour. Those three little islands, I'd been to Grand Cayman before, of course, because that's the one people kind of go to. The other two are pretty good ways apart from Grand Cayman, and you've got to really try hard to get there. There's not direct flights going there from anywhere that I know of, Little Cayman or Cayman Brock. And it's just beautiful, unspoiled area. There's a little bit of housing. There's a resort on each one of the islands that operates. Seasonally, and provides a restaurant basically for each island. And but it was a great place. With the blue iguana, the endangered part was definitely was the hook, I think, that got Tsunami thinking about that. And then so once we decided on that, then base chain was, you know, kind of gaining headway last fall when all this was kind of cooking. And so it was kind of a no-brainer with looking at the fee structure, the outreach, the popularity, the ease of use, and that's been great. We love being on the base chain. We have seen we've seen more rugs lately on base chain than we'd like to see. And I don't know how purposeful those are. Some, I think, have really good intent. They're just not prepared financially to weather the storms. And that's where, projects like yours, us, some of the other projects out there, we're able to weather that. And we can get through that. And, I still think base is going to be a very strong platform, especially the growth factor. So base was an easy choice to make.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's why we chose it. We just really feel like we aligned with them as well. Obviously, and but no, it's exciting to hear some of that as far as how you how you did that, but walk us through a little bit of the tie-in, right, for the conservation, right,
Okay,
and how donations are made.
sure.
And because I really find it cool, because I want Rob to adopt an iguana. So tell us about that a little bit, and how people listening and people who listen to this on playback, and it's actually going to get chopped up and put on chain TV as well.
Okay,
So we're excited for that. So tell everybody who's going to be listening how they could actually not just buy our token, right? We all know we can do that, but how can they support you? And what's the benefit of actually adopting an iguana?
sure, sure. Yeah. Well, like I talked about a minute ago, the um, conservation effort really stems from these virtual adoptions. When we went down there, we adopted three adult iguanas, and those were unfortunately the last three adult iguanas they had for that time period. We need to check back and see if they have any available now. But they told us that we got the last three that were in that particular season, um, and those were we adopted one iguana. We did like a platinum package or gold package. I can't remember now off the top of my head. But the first one we did was several $1,000s, and then you could do an additional adult iguanas for $600, and that's U.S. Um, we learned quick how upside down the exchange system is between the Cayman dollar and the U.S. dollar. We're about 25% lower value than the Cayman dollar. So what they say is 500 is typically 600. um, but uh, but anyway, and then we also that's still on our website to do that, but um, I don't think that function for the adult iguanas is live anymore. The $60 adoption is what we are promoting on our website. You just go to Ziggy onbase.com and go through the little gates, the entrance. The website's really cool. Enter in, and then at the top right, there's a little box that says rescue. And if you click that, you can go in there, connect your wallet. You do have to be holding Ziggy because it's got to be purchased with Ziggy, and then you buy it with $60 of Ziggy, and then whatever that amount is right now. A few months ago it wasn't that much, but now prices have come down and what we're going through with the market. So you buy $60. Uh, it's all self-explanatory. You click on the box. Um, it's a virtual adoption. There's different things you can do. You'll get a certificate. And what happens, we do the adoption, and then we actually, the team sends the cash to the um, conservation. So that's all done electronically from our end. But we're basically, you buy it with your Ziggy, and then we send it off to the National Cayman Trust, and then that's for 1 year. All these adoptions are only good for 1 year, and so we'll be redoing all these again come this next April with the ones that we have, and so and they get 100% of that. So they get the $60 directly to them, and we've not did a real big push yet. We were kind of waiting for the retail market to come in more so that there could be more news. It doesn't sound really old and worn out. Hey, adopt iguana. Hey, adopt an iguana. We want to make it. Uh, we did a little push back in May. Then we probably need to do another one pretty soon to draw some attention to it. But we want to do it when things pick back up and we get more involvement. And I know that they can use the money. Sweet people there, good-hearted people working and doing that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. You hear there's been a lot of other projects, right, where dogs and cats and I know I talked to Skitten last week, where they're raise donate money to organizations and stuff like that, but you just don't hear of other iguanas. So it's just really unique and really beneficial. I like how it's yearly, right? Because it kind of allows you to just continue to stay active and support you, Ziggy, and the iguanas, right? Overall, year after year. So
Oh yeah,
that's neat. I didn't know it was annually like that. So that's really
yeah,
interesting.
and it's good for them to get, you know, because if they have, in captivity, they probably only have, I would say, less than 100. I don't know that for fact, but just being there walking around, there's probably less than 100 iguanas in captivity. The other 1,100 are out roaming the island. So you can only adopt so many, and then going to have to keep going over and over again. So that 1 year term helps replenish those funds again every year. So we're glad to do that, support them, and so it's been good so far. And the blue iguana we've turned it into kind of a lively character. He's a cool dude, living that island vibe, and it translates to a lot of people. They really pick up on that vibe, and who doesn't want to just be a beach bum, surf the waves. So it's cool. It's cool to be part of that.
Yeah, no, I think it's exciting, right? One thing that, really draws me to you guys is that you guys treat this, you and your team treat it like a business, and but
Absolutely.
yet having fun with it, but you take it serious, in what you're trying to build and do, and how professional your website is, and your messaging on X and across your platforms means a lot, right? Just you know us, we want to do things at a high level and do things with excellence, and we see that in Ziggy as well.
Yeah,
So
we want
we appreciate what you
Yeah, we don't
do,
want to
guys.
do anything, halfway. I was listening to your call last week with Skitten. We're set up as an LLC as well, and we've got a lot of things in place to keep checks and balances as we go. Where a lot of this money is uh, mainly from, you know, the core team members. There's a few um, holders that are, whales that are holding, but everybody that we have left now in the pack is very friendly, and everybody understands this is a long-term project. And by that, we've got um, very, very, very healthy supply control. So we don't worry about little sell here, there, whatever. We just buy it back when we see it fall. Somebody in the current holder group is typically going to buy that back, and then when retail comes in, there'll be plenty of opportunities for people to get an entry point.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's always good, right? I know right now we've experienced that in our token, just a lot of sales, right? And then the price of ETH going down, but you know what? It's all good. We're here building and grinding, and at the end of the day, there's, like you said, there's opportunity, right, in the token for retail, to actually come in and still have multiple X's available to them. But we want people who really want to know and be a part of the community, right, and be a part of what we're building long term. But one thing let's touch on is, I know out in San Francisco at On Chain Summit, you were demoing Ziggy's World out there, and I found that really interesting. I'm not gonna lie, that was I know it was on desktop that day, or you had it on your laptop there, but how's the progress of that going? And because I just felt like there's so many opportunities there, from a project, and then for other projects as well. You have any kind of update for that?
Sure, yeah. Well, unfortunately we're still tweaking the bugs on that one. Uh, it is a tremendous platform. Like you said, there's lots of potential to do so many things inside Ziggy's world, and we are still working on that. We've got can't say a whole. I'm trying to tell you what I can tell you without telling too much out there. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver, but we're actually we had a game already built in, a parkour game built into what you saw, but we're actually working on a line of games that will be inside Ziggy's world, and because it's all about community, keeping the community involved. Um, we're working on the NFT gallery that's going to be inside there as well. Um, we had some things that you could see in person out there in San Francisco of some of the NFT gallery hall, but we still are working on coding those NFTs, getting those set just right. So there's an avenue where they can purchase the Ziggy while they're in Ziggy's world. It became a whole lot more complicated than what we first thought it was going to be. Um, it always does, it seems. So, but we're still working on that. There'll be more released on that probably this coming December, to make it more widely available. Um, right now, it's still, I'd call it in um, deep beta mode, and it's going to be something. We're just not going to do anything halfway before we put it out there to the entire public. We just, like you said earlier, we're one of those projects that's going to do everything first class all the way. That goes with our promotional gear, anything that we do. Um, we've uh, trying to make a brand. This is more of a branding situation, and Ziggy's going to be something that lasts for many, many years, and will infinitely grow under the Ziggy brand. So we just want to do everything the right way. Don't want to have to put something out, then track it back in, and so that's where we are right now on Ziggy's World.
No, that's great. No, thank you for the update. It's I was actually drinking my orange juice the other day in my Ziggy glass that you gave me out in San Fran. So that was
Awesome, yeah.
pre-
We've
yeah, appreciate that. It was kind of cool, and it
we've
was
actually got a few of
definitely.
those here in our area, in our town, that we've taken to some of the local restaurants that they are actually serving their drinks in them now too, with our Ziggy QR code on the side. So we've had a lot of interesting comments on that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is. No, absolutely, that's cool. But I can absolutely relate with with Ziggy World, the building, how you're building it out, and because like with On Chain TV, right now we're I like what you said, deep beta, right? We're in beta with On Chain TV, and it's really exciting, what we're building with On Chain TV, but more importantly it's just building in the open right now, with our community more and more, people getting involved. Uh, we got to get more people to upload videos like yourself and other content creators as well. And they're going to come, right? But it's just right now getting people to come and check us out, watch the videos that are there, provide us a little feedback in the process. All that stuff kind of adds up. It just is such great value, and we're working on some really good updates for the platform in the near future. So that's really good on our end. So I respect that a lot with what you're doing with Ziggy World. So, but
Yeah,
let's dig in a little more. As far as like the the token, right? The Ziggy token. I know right now with the market being down and all that kind of stuff. And I know you mentioned a little bit about you guys have good uh, supply control, which is important, but how have you guys been able to continue to kind of hold where you are? What are you guys doing, to maintain um, your supply control, overall tokenomics that you guys built in with your burn and all that. Kind of just break that down a little bit as well.
sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to where we got rid of so many paper hands during our first few months, that really helped us not having to have the deep dives over and over and over again. We got through those, and it does come into play where you've got the members of the team, um, uh, friends and family of the team that are holders, that we've bought as things were sold off, to keep that level up there, hold that floor, and we're also very visible. We I don't think we post as much as you do. We're posting on average 7 times a day, um, and we try to make them all visual, deep posts with some very some valuable information in there, and we're trying to stay in a lot of spaces, stay in front of people, and I think that's we get regularly asked to do collabs, things like that. I think that's evident from our sense, our strength in the market right now. Just we've done the things that you need to do in this market. Uh, Once the market starts coming back, you'll see us spending more money, doing more things that will draw even more people to us. But one of our claim to fames the last 30, 45 days or so, we just talk about how we're such a safe play, and our chart's very evident of that. You can put your money in, and it's not you're not somebody's exit liquidity right now. It's not that way. It's just up and down with Ethereum. We'll have a small sell here or there, and then we'll have a buy come in, and so we're just doing everything we can to even when me and one of the other guys were out to lunch the other day, and we were talking about crypto. Well, we had three people want to buy crypto over here in our conversation at the lunch table. And one actually bought while we were sitting right there, and the other one bought later that night, and I don't know about the third one. So, we we preach it wherever we're at. So that's another example of just spreading the vibe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's actually you're leading into my next question, right? With IRL, events, kind of your on-chain flywheel, your overall playbook, right, to turn supporters into like your street team, with real life meetups. You plan on doing like in life meetups like at beaches,
Oh yeah,
zoos, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Would be really cool. That's something that you guys look at doing in the future.
we are for sure. Right now, we do IRL now in restaurants. We will actually, we've got a restaurant chain that is a seafood restaurant chain that lets us go and set up in their lobby and introduce people with free crypto education, and so we tell them about Ziggy, and we tell them, be surprised how many people, I've been surprised how many people are already into crypto that I wouldn't even think were into crypto. And so we do IRL like that, and we're planning on taking that even further step into more locations. With the Ziggy, like I said, Ziggy goes really good with seafood because of the beach theme, the iguana, the surfboard, all that kind of thing. So I take that same display that I use it on chain with Ziggy standing there holding the surfboard, and we just blend right into the restaurant scene and talk to people about crypto, and that's been very beneficial. And but yeah, once this thing gets going a little more head of steam, we're going to try to do holder events at different beaches. We want to host beach cleanups, different places around the country. But we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver until that time is ready to go. But I'm all about other conferences. We're looking at other conferences that we want to attend and get more than anything. It wasn't so much even about introducing Ziggy out there to a lot of people. I was blown away by how much I benefited personally from meeting so many people, just like yourself, so many other developers, with contacts, and that's one thing I like about the base chain. Everybody's super friendly, willing to help, pitch in, and that's the way we are too. If we can help in any way, hey, we're here to help.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. It means a lot, right? And look, count Rob in, right? You do some of those beach events and different things. Count Rob in. Rob would love to come over, support you
Oh,
guys,
wouldn't
and
it be great if you had a Rob Banks team doing a beach cleanup with your t-shirts on, and we had Ziggy team, and
absolutely,
wouldn't that be something? That'd be awesome. And people out
yeah,
there seeing what's
that'd be
going
really
on.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, everyone who's here, we're doing a $50 giveaway. So make sure at the end of the space, you'll go and share, repost, and to get all that. But I'll talk about that just at the end of the space. But one thing that's important that I want us all to talk about now a little bit. I want to know what you're doing and what you think about Zora and the creator token. I know you have a creator token over on Zora. We have one over on Zora as well. And what is the Ziggy team? I know for us, we're taking a position that it's Rob's kind of Rob's token over there, Rob's content, just like with let's just say X account and that kind of thing. But how's the Ziggy team handling the kind of the what Zora and Base is doing with everything over there on creator tokens?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know quite how to answer it, to be honest with you. We just launched our Ziggy Zora account about 2 weeks ago, I guess. And
Yep.
I think the biggest thing is you want to be part of anything that's new and it appears to have teeth. That's going to have some growth to it. And we wanted to get Ziggy out there on Zora, and because you want to be able to be in every place that your holders may be eventually. Right now, we see primarily it's just other projects in there and a few other people. But the way Ziggy, we the Zora account I think is going to be built primarily, uh, for the Ziggy token. Everything will go in there, and then we'll be able to use some of those funds, hopefully, as it grows, to promote Ziggy even more. So that's kind of the where that I think that we see it as a team. Um, but again, it's kind of Zora's so new, we don't really know where it's going. I think if we hadn't had this market downturn, um, a couple of weeks ago, Zora might Zora had a really good head of steam there for a little while, and then like everything else, it just kind of slowed down, and I think that's normal. But I'm excited about the creator aspect of it. That way, more people can have a little piece of the pie, so to speak, to help with different costs and things like that. But there's no sense in you know the profits that you know X makes on the backs of creators is astronomical, and what they get in return is so minuscule. I think Zora can fill that hole and help you know alleviate that discrepancy as it grows. But like everything else, I think it's going to go through some growing pains right away. And I've seen that with some competing video platforms through Zora and things like that people are trying to do. But like everything, you got to start somewhere and keep going. Just get your head down and keep going.
No, 100%. The thing is with Zora, the way, like I said, the way we're looking at it is it's just another platform like X or TikTok or anything like that, except for we get rewarded. It's just, I love the creator token. I'm just not a big fan necessarily, not yet, of the where every post becomes a token. That's a little, to me, it's a little bit overkill. Maybe I'll get used to it and become more accepting
And that's why I
of
said
the,
I don't know how to respond, honestly, because I'm
yeah,
of the same thought process. How can every picture, every post become a token? I mean, I know the number's infinite, but at some point you're going to get lost in the shuffle, and it becomes noise. And I like for the focus to be the focus.
right. Like if you believe in the creator, right, you buy the creator token,
Exactly,
and that
just like an
shows
artist.
support
Yeah,
for
just like the
all the
artist.
posts. Right, right. So I agree with you. I mean, we took a position over there and created our token. Rob did over there, and we do some posting and supporting other projects like Ziggy over there as well, and several others. And I just think it's important, like you said, to kind of try to be where your community is, right? Like that's one thing that we're really strong on is just trying to build a solid, good community. And right now when things look slow and feel, we're actually ramping up. The Banks team. I see a few of them in here on this call now, but we're actually getting busier, right? Even though it feels a little slower out there and the market's down. So I think that
Oh yeah, it's
we
the quietness can be
just
quite deceiving to the public. Just like what you said, the slow times is when we have a chance to gather our thoughts, put in the work, create and plan. And when it's so busy, we don't know what we're just pushing buttons. So we're definitely in the same boat. Getting ready to ramp things up for when it's ready.
yeah. Yeah. Well, look, if you're listening here and you haven't checked out Ziggy yet, go check them out. Their website is ziggyonbase.com.
That's right.
Definitely check out Ziggy. Show some support, and as well over on Zora. And but look, Ziggy, we're getting ready to close here. Anything else you want to tell or talk about? I tried to hit it kind of broad, right, about as far as Ziggy and what you guys are doing, and kind of some updates. But anything particular that I may have missed that you want to share with the community?
No, I mean, I don't think there's anything that you missed. We just, we're one of those projects, like you said, that we're a solid project, good team, and I think that's what you got to look at. I wish there was a, a mandatory team bio for every crypto project, that had to be vetted, so you could see who is handling what and who's doing what. Be a lot less rugs out there for sure, and it's we're one of those teams that's going to be around for a long time. This is our baby. We're going to see this thing grow all the way into adulthood, and we got lots of big plans down the road. People ask us about a roadmap. Don't really have a long-term roadmap, but we know where we're going on the next step, and that's what we try to go and do it the right way all the way that we get there.
Yeah, that's funny. It's funny you say that about a roadmap. I see Bongo just jump back in here, but we're kind of in the same position when it comes to roadmap. We have an internal roadmap. We don't have a public roadmap because we don't want to over promise and under deliver, right? We
Absolutely.
you know don't want to say it's going to be done in December and it actually doesn't happen until January 1st. So it's kind of like just continue to execute day in and day out. Be involved in the communities. Be involved. Continue to build. And just believe in what we're doing. Collectively, and not get caught in the unnecessary noise and FUD by a roadmap. So it's kind of cool to hear you say that.
Oh,
So
sure. Hey, one more thing. Let me also bring this up because I just thought about this. Um, I didn't go over it on the adoption side. When people do the adoption, we actually burn those tokens. So that creates that burn mechanism as well. We have a market cap burn mechanism, but the adoption also triggers a burn mechanism for that $60 worth of Ziggy tokens. So, and that's again just part of that adoption process and part of that tokenomics we were talking about earlier. And then also we're on Zora. We're also on the base app. Um, I get, the base app I think is moving a little slow as far as everybody. They're just not releasing enough invitations. There's a lot of people that want to be on it, they just can't get on it right now. And but again, I think that's another platform that base projects are definitely going to want to be there for the long term.
yeah, no, for sure. It's I think base has some of the same struggles we do as a project, just at a larger scale, right? And it
Exactly, that's all it is. It's just a larger scale project.
exactly, so we just got to show support for them, and continue to grind it out, and just kind of grow alongside of Jesse and the whole base team. So, but look, let's if you don't have anything else, Ziggy, we'll get ready to close this out.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed talking with you again. I enjoyed our time out there in San Francisco talking. Just anytime. Glad to come up anytime and speak, and we appreciate the opportunity to let your followers hear about Ziggy. So we
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Ziggy. Look, everyone listening, tuning in, I appreciate you guys. Just a little advertisement pitch for the Banks family. If you're here, and we're giving away $50 USDC. When this space is over, there's going to be a pin post of the recording. To get entered into that, simply share, retweet it, and with 3 people. Okay. And we're going to give it about 24 hours, give everybody a chance to do it. Then we'll do our famous, spin the wheel and get it out there and, give everyone a fair opportunity, to win. That is two $25 spins, to 2 separate people. And, then one of my other advertisements here today is going to be, if you have not already created an account at OnChain TV, I encourage you to go over there at onchaintv.io, create an account. It's 100% free. You heard Ziggy say they're going to be creating a channel over there, getting some content up as well. Super exciting to have, the Blue Iguana on the OnChain TV, platform. So that's going to be cool. There's going to be some other benefits. If you are, let's just call you an OG at on-chain TV, there's going to be some benefits of having that free account and having that user account. Don't wait until it's too late to create the free account, right? Guess what? It's free. Okay. Don't wait. Don't wait. And then you're going to say, well, wait a minute. I thought I did already. No, do it now. Okay. Create your free account. But look, I appreciate everybody in the space today. Thank you for spending, time with Rob Banks and Ziggy today on this space. It means a lot that you guys would join us and, stay with us the whole time. Again, until next time, everyone have a great day. Goodbye.